Welcome back to another video. This one is just a repeat of a video that I made previously where I was talking about the PAIA and the POPIA made simple. I was talking about how I came about bringing this video together. And I thought, well, after listening to it again, I think maybe there should be a shorter version to it, with a better or simpler explanation, or maybe add some extra to it. So I thought, well, this is the reason I'm going to make this one, and hopefully kind of bring everything back together with also a better quality sound. And in a previous video, I was basically just explaining how I came about or decided to make a series on this, and that was as a result of a friend that I'm still helping from time to time, and just doing the basic of looking around and seeing what's new, what part of the business is not compliant, what can be done, what needs someone else to do it. I mean, in terms of finances or something you have to renew, just so you are not cut short when you are in the middle of a business deal. And that's the whole idea came to say, well, what needs to be done. So this is just a map. It's not by any way the how things work. Generally, it's just like kind of what I also pick up when going through the notes and looking at the website, the CIPC website, the bizportal website, and it's just to explain the whole concept behind and how we come down to this PAIA stuff in compliances. So the normal path is that, well, you're probably going to fall under some of these categories in terms of either private or partnership or non-profit or whatever it is that your company is in. And you obviously go through the whole registration process either on the website or someone is helping you. And one of the reasons why some of these videos are very useful is because, well, it doesn't bother or bite to just go on the CIPC website and read through and follow the prompts. Now that even things have become way better than they used to be, and you can actually self-serve or help yourself in completing those processes. Provide the necessary documentation, either you're a solo or a director, the business name. You can reserve a name, put the address that you have, either you're doing this from home or I'm not sure. So all that information is available. And also, the option down the line when you start talking about compliances in terms of the PIA or POPIA, then you have to start thinking about a Deputy Information Officer, DIO. Not a must. This is if you have extra person you can appoint for that work, and you'll probably be doing something else as the information officer, who's it looks like if you are the director of the company, by default you are the information officer, but still you need to go to the CIPC, the bizportal website, and then enter your information there as per requirement. Then you move down to do your own tax and registration for tax at SARS, with the whole bank account that you need to have. I'm just browsing through things, and either you have a business account or also decide, okay, because you're making certain amount of money, you need to have a VAT and pay UIF, STL. You go through all that whole process, and that information is available on the services.gov.za website, and the company registration, tax, and all that stuff usually comes along when, at least at the time when I did it, the bank actually automatically created that whole process and I was provided a tax number and all that. So it was pretty smooth. So, and when it comes to the decision, I put decision here because it's really up to your use case, what you're really in. It doesn't mean that everything here has to be done. For example, registering for COID, there's a website you can go and find out more about it, labor.gov, and all you need a BBE, triple BEE, and labor laws, things you need to do. Maybe you need licenses and permit. You need to go there, or maybe you need to register for URF if you're hiring. There's a website on filing labor.gov.za. Then you move on to have an accounting and invoicing system, and track your income, expenses, and everything. Then you are in transaction. So this is just to draw some sort of a high level map. It's not exactly how it's gonna go. It's just a high level map, just to explain how we come down to now talking about compliances in terms of information. So I would have started here, but I thought, well, let me draw something that kind of gives some sort of a flow as to how we got to this level. Now, in transaction, you maybe making some money already, and then in your transaction, you're handling customer information, and it's anything that has a potential to identify a human being or someone else, a personal identifying information, PII, and this is something that I just took from reading around on the Peace portal. Every organization handling personal public information in South Africa has legal obligation under the Protection of Personal Information Act and the Promotion of Access to Information Act. So non-compliance can lead to serious consequences, including penalty, reputational damage, and legal action. So, I just summarize it, but the Biz portal and the relevant website are there for you to kind of get the accurate information as to what happened if you're not complying, and the consequences of it. Now, this is just a flow and that I just put together. It's not exactly that. Assumption here is that the customer pays you, and then you have some sort of invoice, your payment you receive from the bank, the salaries, the monthly payment. It's just their normal flow, day-to-day flow, nothing deep. And in this process of transacting, you have information that you're handling, and that information is what can become an issue to you if it's not kept in a secure way, or it's not kept according to the POPIA and PIA regulations. So that's what it's all about, and that's where this comes in. On the right hand side, you have the PIA and POPIA. Remember, I mentioned the IO or the DIO. So you have to have an IO. Assumption here is that based on what I've read, that if you're not appointing someone by default, you as a director, you become the IO. Therefore, you have the responsibility of ensuring that if you are handling personal or public information, that you are compliant, and that is done through these PIA and POPIA. So that's how we flow down to this. And on the left hand side, that's your accounting side, your annual return, obviously, and also something you can do on the CIPC website or Biz portal, where you actually make sure that the monies that you're making, that you are compliant in terms of taxes and paying everything due in time, and life will be peaceful. So that is the video that I decided to make as like a part 2 to what I made previously when I talk about PIA and POPIA made simple. So, and I'm glad I had to realize this when helping my friend, and putting this together is just a joy to be able to say, well, if someone else if my friend was able to benefit from it on the face-to-face, how much more many out there. That being said, until next time, stay compliant. Bye-bye.